Hello and welcome to another episode of Raman Rewinds. So, I'm going to be talking about in this episode. I'm going to be talking about the all-rounder who was a major contributor for the Indian triumph in the World Cup in 1983 and also in the WCC in 1985 in Australia. Yes, you would have guessed by now, I'm talking about Roger Binny, the all-rounder from Karnataka and currently the president of the BCCI. As far as I'm concerned, Roger Binny is highly gifted, not referring to his fielding ability or his talent to make the ball swing unseen. I'm talking about God bestowing him with great qualities as a human being: calm temperament, even tone, simplicity, and his happy disposition. These are all qualities that every human would die for. And that's the kind of qualities that Roger Binny has aplenty. I've seen Roger Binny for several decades now, and nothing has changed him when he was successful as a cricketer during his playing days or when he assumed the highest office in cricketing administration in India. He's remained the same, and as we always call him with a lot of affection, Uncle Roger has remained the same man. Nothing has changed him, as I said earlier. I first heard of Roger Binny when I was tuned into a transistor listening to a commentary of the Ranji Trophy game that Karnataka was playing in. It so happened he was involved in a huge partnership with Sanjay Desai, his opening partner, and I think they got 400 plus runs without being separated, and that was a record. I don't know if it's still broken now or not, but that was something phenomenal. A couple of years later, I think I saw him live when he came to play the Wills Trophy at the Max Stadium, and 2-3 years hence, I started getting into the stream of things. I got picked for the Tamil Nadu side, and then I graduated into being picked for the zonal side. And Roger Binny happened to be a teammate by virtue of being from Karnataka, because he played for South Zone as well. Of course, those days, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka would play against each other because of the way the Ranji format was then. But Roger Binny was always very encouraging. He would always take youngsters under his wing. He would offer them help, he would offer them advice, and he'll ensure that they are comfortable. Great man, and he still remains the same as well. I remember once we were traveling from Delhi to Patiala. We were going there to play the other trophy game, and we are all congregated in the Delhi airport, coming from different places from within the South Zone, and then we hopped into a bus. We were originally supposed to play that game in Chandigarh, but at the last minute it was shifted to Patiala, which meant that we got in the bus at around 10:30, 11 in the morning, and we kept driving. There are several stoppages along the way because there was a lot of security checks in the state of Punjab then. Mind you, I'm talking about the early 1980s. All these stoppages meant that we kept driving, and then eventually reached Patiala well past midnight. It was freezing, and guys from south are not used to that kind of temperature. Mind you, it was in the last few days of December, and then there was no heater, there was nothing. We were asked to stay in the dormitory at the NIS, the senior South Zone side. I was staying at the dormitory those days. Folks, if at all, you had to know what things were then. Roger Binny, like everybody else, was not really happy. First of all of us were tired, and then we were feeling really cold. We did not take enough warm clothing, and there was not even a mattress for us to lie on, which meant that we needed to improvise. We needed to bear a lot of things, and most of us obviously went along with the ride. There's nothing much we could do about, and a couple of guys came there to make sure that we got some place to stay in. At least they ensured that we had a roof over our head, and everybody was furious. We needed to have a shower and see if we could feel better after a shower. But obviously the water was not hot, and Roger Binny looked at the people who had the keys to the dormitory, and then his way of expressing his anger was just asking him a question, which was, "What is this I say?" That's all it was. And this was supposed to be an outburst from Mr. Roger Binny, but credit to that duo of gentlemen who were there with us. They ensured that we got some food because there's nothing available at the NIS. And poor guys, those two gentlemen woke up their members of the family, made them cook for us, and then we ate something around 2:30, and then we managed a bit of sleep. And don't ask about the game. The result was a foregone conclusion because the game was very next day, and we lost the game. And again, we had to start our return journey on the same evening or perhaps the following morning. I can't remember. And then there was another particular incident that I'll never forget. We were playing against England, David Garth's team in Hyderabad, and I had started off. I was a left-arm spinner who could bat a bit, and I had bowled a spell of 5 overs. And then I went for a few runs. I think I gave a boundary every over. In those days, that was considered as sacrilege. So Roger Binny came up to me and he said, "Don't you worry," I say, "you're good enough. You'll have a break now. So if you can just forget what happened and then come and back yourself and bowl as you can normally bowl, you will do well." And Roger Binny was not the captain then, but still he felt that he needed to G up a youngster, and he did that. And lo and behold, I came back and bowled a long spell, picked up 5 wickets, and Roger was the first guy to come to me and congratulate me when I picked up my 5 wickets, and he said, "I told you, you're good enough." And that's Roger Binny for you. Recently, when the WPL started on the opening day of the WPL, I was in the lobby of the hotel I was staying in. I felt somebody nudge me with his shoulder, and then I look over my right shoulder to see who it was, and obviously it was the president of the BCCI, but still behaving like a former teammate without no airs at all. And then we had a few minutes of conversation. And Roger Binny, you make him the president of the country as well. He's got to be the same. He's not going to change. Nothing really changes him. Any amount of progress in his life or any kind of power, I don't think is going to change the man that Roger Binny has always been. As far as cricket is concerned, obviously he's been fantastic whenever he's played for India, especially in the limited over tournaments. And when India played abroad, and he's been a great performer at times when the conditions were really suitable for swing bowling, even in India. I think he picked up a 5-wicket haul in the test match. Other made his debut against England, 84-85 at Eden Gardens, I think it was. And it is unfortunate that he could not really play as much as many others have, being an all-rounder. Of course, he's never ever complained about not having played more than he has, and that's the man that Roger Binny is. And of course, Roger Binny loves his golf, and of course the wildlife. You tell him to go into the forest anytime, he'll be happy. And then you take him through the forest, drive him out of the forest, and then take him to a golf course. That's his ideal day. And to this day, he does that. He plays a lot of golf, and he's a good golfer too. Not a surprise, really. Gifted sports person, Roger Binny. And he's chilled out, and that's something that he's always been. But beneath that chilled out personality, the veneer, he was very competitive during his playing days. And not surprisingly, he's been a major contributor for India in key tournaments. Mr. President, be the same that you've been all these years. And I'm sure you will be, because it's too late for you to change now. And I wish you all the very best in the role that you are at now. And also, I'm sure that you will conduct the World Cup in a grand manner. and the world will obviously realize how good you are as an administrator as well. I wish you and your team all the very best, and hopefully we'll come across each other as frequently as we've been meeting in the past as well. Good luck, Roger. Take care, and all the very best.